We're starting the ATM now. And interlace your hands in the habitual way. And here you have a hoop. Yes, do you call this a hoop? A hoop of arms. Lower the hoop to the floor and put your right foot through the hoop. And notice how you lower yourself to the floor. Do you look down at the floor with your eyes? Do you look forward with your eyes? Is your neck stiff? The right foot goes through the hoop. And out again. The right foot goes through the hoop and out the other side. Don't worry if you can't do it. Just notice. Some very elaborate techniques here. Very elaborate. So isn't that interesting? Put your foot through the loop, through the hoop. I'm going to put you through the hoops. Can you get through the hoop easily or with difficulty? Do you bring the foot up through the hoop? Or do you bring the hoop to the floor and put your foot through the hoop? How do you organize this? All right, come back to standing. And now interlace your hands in the non-familiar way. And reach to the floor and put your left foot through the hoop. And see which one's easier, the right or the left. Are you balanced? What's the tone of the muscles in your neck? If that's how you'd like to do it, then you do it that way. Things will evolve over the next 40 minutes. Because I could say, stay where you are and bring your foot through the hoop, this way. But I'm not going to do that. Now, go back to the familiar way of interlace, if you can remember what that is. It's really interesting because I've gone to the non-familiar, calling it my familiar. You see, it's messed with my brain already. And put one foot through and then the other. No point in looking at me while you do that. Go down towards the floor is what Moshe says. And put one foot through and then the other. So that you have both feet through the hoop. What? Okay. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Yes, you'll have to take several layers of clothing off. And lie on the floor, please. Lie on the floor. Bend your knees, have both feet standing. And link your right hand with your left foot. And lift the foot a little bit up in the air, and just stay like that. So here you have another kind of hoop between the right hand and the left foot. Lift, keep it still, and lift your right knee and just poke the knee through this hoop. Just the knee. And down again many times. Feel what you do with your chest, with your sternum. If you need to hold your foot with a scarf, you might be able to find something to make the hoop easier to get through. Do you lift your head? Do you have to lift your head when you do this? And how are you breathing? Are you breathing quickly or slowly or holding your breath? And then you could lift your head and take your nose towards your right knee. And down again. And the knee to the nose, and the nose to the knee. That's the left knee that's coming through the hoop. The other left knee. The right knee, excuse me. Sorry. Rest, rest, rest. David. Lie on your right side. You need your arms free. So you might have to support your head with something. And make a nice round hoop with your hands interlaced in front of you. And bring a knee. I won't say which one. Interlace your hands and bring a knee through the hoop. And so most people have chosen the top leg. And feel what you're doing in your spine, behind you, in your sternum, in front, in your neck. And how would you rearrange yourself if I suggested that you bring your foot through the hoop instead of your knee? How could you do this? Just do it in many approximations. You don't have to do it immediately. How can you organize yourself without any forcefulness to bring the foot through the hoop and through and out again? Do you lift your head to do this? Can you do this by staying on your side? This would make such a good photograph to advertise Feldenkrais awareness through movement lessons. Would it? It might attract 10-year-olds. All right, take a rest. Rest on your back. Stand both of your feet, bend your knees again on your back. Make a hoop with your hands interlaced in the familiar way. And bring your right foot through the hoop. And discover how many different ways you can do this. And see if can you do it with your eyes closed and just rely on proprioception. And can the foot, if it goes through the hoop, can it go right down to the floor again? So you stand the foot on the floor. And your hands will be interlaced at the back of your thigh. You can weave your arms around the leg and bring the foot to stand on the floor again. Okay. Of course, you can rest whenever you want to. What's the tone in the muscles of your arms as you do this? Okay. Time to rest. So if you were teaching a class like this in your own ATM classes, think of the things that might help people to make the lesson easier. What would you need to have handy, say for somebody who's older and doesn't have flexibility? Scarves. Yeah. I have a whole pile of sarongs that I just put in the room, and people can widen the hoop with a sarong between their hands. So does anybody feel the need for something like that? 1, 2, 3. Anyone else? 4. Okay, 4. Yes, thanks, Lisa. Could we borrow that? Just over here. And Carol as well. Okay. So make the hoop again, with or without scarves. And feed the opposite leg through the hoop. Stand your feet, sorry, stand your feet. Make a hoop with your arms. Soft. It's as though you have a big beach ball between your arms. The hoop is round and soft. And you see, that's it. And you put the foot through the hoop and on the floor. What does your sternum do? What can you do with your rib cage and your head? Beautiful. Try one leg, put it down, and then try the second leg, and then put it down. Do you bend sideways? Some people are bending sideways to do this. And then, just to challenge yourself, could you put your foot through the hoop without touching, without the leg touching anything? Can you be so precise? You can lift your head, you can roll to the side. Can you get the foot through the hoop without touching any part of your arms? Great. All right, stop and rest. So what Moshe says here in this lesson, do not hurry, he says twice. Try to pass the foot into this ring. If it's difficult, it's not important. Try again until it's pleasant and comfortable. Do not hurry. So again, bend both knees and interlace your hands in the non-familiar way. He also adds, try to lift your head, see if that makes it easier. Try to turn the foot, maybe there's another way to do this. Open your hands and separate the fingers if it's difficult. Do it slowly, find a way. So make a hoop and put your left foot through your arms, which are interlaced in the non-familiar way. And then the refinement could be slowly, slowly coming to the point where you can soften your chest so much that you could get your foot through your arm hoop without touching anything. Notice your breathing. Do you bend sideways or do you bend forwards to do this? All right. Take a little rest. And now lie on your left side, supporting your head, bending your knees. And form a hoop in front of your chest somewhere, interlace in the habitual way, and pass the top leg, which is the right leg, pass this leg through the hoop. Until you can put the legs together again, which means that your hands will be in your crutch, covering your anus and other bits. And reverse it, reverse it. Very good. Keep track of your breathing, Now, have some fun with this and put your left leg through the hoop, the one you're lying on. Is that easier or harder than the right leg? Do you get stuck? Somebody's gotten stuck. Go back and try the right leg. Bring the knees together on the side. And then pass the left leg through. In a minute. Can you put both legs through the hoop? One and then the other? And now can you get out of that? Great. Okay. Rest. Take a rest. Lying on your back again with your knees bent. Make a hoop with your arms. Interlace your hands in the familiar way and put your right leg through the hoop, foot first. Foot first. And take that foot to the floor. So your hands are behind your thigh. And now lift that leg out from the hoop and put the other one in. So you're alternating between one leg and the other. Make sure you don't get sore in your neck. Now lift the leg that you're working with and put the second leg through to add it to the first leg. Both legs are going to go through, one at a time, one at a time. So, what if you've got one through and you can't get the other one through? Once you've got one in, then you put the second one in. And you put the feet on the floor. How can that be? How could you do that? How could you get your feet on the floor after you put the feet through the hoop? One foot, then the other, and then put your feet on the floor. How would you do that? See if you can work it out instead of copying the person next to you. And then can you take both of the legs out together and roll on your back again? Take both feet out at the same time and roll on your back. Take the legs out through the hoop and rest on your back. Okay. Lengthen your legs and rest a minute. This is fun to do in the bath, by the way. You can sit. Well, it can look very sexy if you're in a bubble bath and you can just put one leg through, you know, like Esther Williams in the old 50s movies. Oh, what's that stuff? What's that sport called when you've got your leg coming up through the water? Synchronized swimming, is it? No, synchronized swimming. What's that? You've never seen a sexy float doing that? Oh, bloke. Oh. Is it the hairy legs or what is it? Can surprise your partner. Could I please have a glass of champagne and bloop through the hoop. It's called putting people through the hoops. Now, please come up to sitting and bend your knees. So your feet are standing and make a hoop. And put the right foot through the hoop and onto the floor in front of you. Your feet are standing, so the knees are upright. And then bring it out again and do the second leg. So if you're using a towel or a sarong, try using your hands now to see if your brain has learned something new. You might find that you can do it without the sarong. Now, can you put one foot through and then add the second one? And add the second leg. Does it feel easier, Carol? Not really? Not really? Just keep using your sarong. Now, can you take them both out together? The balance on your tailbone. Ooh. Oh, this is dangerous fart territory. Are you tightening your anus in case something might pop out? Billy, who is it? Billy Connolly, who said over the age of 50, never trust a fart. So how quickly can you do this? How quickly can you go into the hoop, both feet in, both feet out, both feet in, and a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look, wee. That looks like fun. So what do you think this is useful for? What? Party trick?
Someone just said sex.
Sex?
Oh, I thought you said sex. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty innovative new technique.
Well, someone.
Yeah. Well, Moshe had sex on the brain all the time. Didn't he, Susan? Do you remember when he said, you've got to get things in the right place? If you have sex, you've got to get everything in the right place. It can't be to the left or the right. It's got to be absolutely in the right place. You didn't hear that bit? Lie back and rest. It's a good one to do after a long flight. On the I used to do ATM on the floor every time I flew to Europe. We'd stop in Dubai or Singapore, and I'd find a quiet corner and lie down flat on the floor, and people would come running and asking me if I needed the doctor. It's not easy. So come up to standing. Roll to the side and come up to standing slowly. Interlace your fingers. Make a hoop with your hands. Bend forwards and put your right foot through the hoop all the way through to standing on the other side of the hoop. Now put the second leg through. How do you organize this? Do it slowly. Take it easy. How would you put the second leg through the hoop? In front of the hoop. On the floor. Oh, carefully. Aha. And definitely do not jump. Do not jump through the hoop. There's always one in the class who will do that. When you say don't jump through the hoop.
You feed it in there.
I know. So put your right leg through the hoop again. Put your right leg through the hoop. And walk around like this. See if you can stand up. Photographic opportunity. Yeah. So.
You do this in the bar.
But your hands are in your crutch. Yes. And now stand up straight and walk nicely now. Oh. What? You don't have one? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's this. This is the walk. So how does it feel to walk like this? When you need to go to the toilet urgently, this is what you can do. All right, release your hands. So even having done it on one side only, how does it feel to stand and to walk? It's a strange sensation. Stop where you are, make a hoop, and take the second leg through the hoop. Bring the hoop up, nice and cozy. Ready? Go. How fast can you walk? With very good, very good. Run for the tram. The tram is leaving. Oh, this is wonderful. Did you make it? Release, let go, and just walk around. And I'll leave you with whatever sensations you may have to take into your dreams, your bath. Your what? No blue books. Well, if you had a blue book, I wouldn't be able to see it anyway. All right. See you tomorrow, fellas.
Thank you.
Good night.